evening, everyone, and welcome back to OS World Cup 2020 round of 16 weekend, bringing you the next match in the winners bracket between Brazil and Australia. I am this one guy, and joining me tonight will be none other than Azer from Team Canada. First off, I'd like to say congratulations on your win today, and welcome. How's it going today?
Thank you. It's going great. I'm so excited for this match, actually. This is very, very, very hyped up. It's the 8th and the 9th seed, and both teams have been very heavily talked about among top players about just how far they could go, especially Australia. People are considered to be like a solid top 3 or top 4 contender this year.
Yeah, I am very, very excited to see both of these teams as they progress through the tournament. As we see on the screen, their rosters right now, Australia bringing in Jordan the Bear, Doomy, Yugity, Rairiku, Machine, Secret Box, Emrek, and Jordan LR7. Of course, a couple of really big names on that team. A lot of skill across the board there. Any immediate thoughts on Team Australia?
Yeah, there's a lot of these players we've been seeing for quite a long time, but they really stepped up this year. Notably, I think Machine. I think this is his 3rd or his 4th OWBC, or at least it feels like it. And he was nowhere near as good as he is now. He's very much so living to his name right now, and probably the strongest player, at least in the early rounds, I would say, for Team Australia. And I mean, of course, I think people have been pretty excited about the addition of Emrek as well, and he's been doing pretty good, not only just in the World Cup so far, but just in general since he has started playing tournaments recently. So yeah,
really strong roster on that side. I can't wait to see them, especially in later rounds. They have such a high skill cap with some of those players. And as you said, Machine is, I think, a discovery for a lot of people who aren't as familiar with kind of the Australian scene. He's a player who has been performing really, really well. And then the other side, of course, Team Brazil, longtime captain Mouse Easy, joined by Korean Maluko, Sanji Lift, Tusk, Mischa, XX Louise, XX47, Nissan, and new addition this year, Dada. Couple of changes to that roster, a couple new players coming in like Tusk, like Dada, and then obviously, you know, the kind of core with Mouse Easy, with Nissan, with Korean Maluko, formerly known as My Angel Sim. Some of these guys who have been around making a name for themselves for quite some time, looking to put on a very strong performance this year as well. I think Brazil's a team to watch out for as one that's been really improving a lot.
for sure. But yeah, I think most notably, again, Mouse Easy. I think everyone should be familiar with Mouse Easy by now. Several years now, we've seen him just absolutely stomp in every single stage and be among the top performers of the entire World Cup. He can kind of just do everything. So we'll have to see how many maps he gets to play today. If not all of them, probably going to be all of them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their match from last week. They won 5-0 over Finland. I believe Mouse Easy himself was in for 4 of those 5 maps. Did not play the one Hard Rock map that they played in that matchup, but played the rest and was one of their top performers, if not their top performer, on all 4 of them. So really strong performer, as you said, that we've seen year in, year out. And of course, Australia 5-0 as well over Israel. Both these teams, by virtue of their higher seed, getting kind of easier matchups. Only a couple of maps in common and pretty close performances. So I think pretty evenly matched at this stage of the tournament where we're relatively early on still. So I think very exciting to look at.
Yeah, the seeding kind of just made it so that these teams, this is probably the highest level matchup, I would say, in the entire round of 16, just by seeding. Like I said at the beginning, they are 8th and 9th, right? So should, in theory, be the closest match of this round. Not just in theory as well from the seeding, but just from knowing the teams very well. Should be a really, really good one. They're very evenly matched. They actually even went for the exact same ban last round. They both banned Hard Rock 2, which might have played a little bit in their ban strategy here. So it looks like Brazil left it open for Australia to ban.
Yeah, it looks like the Desaparecer ban, everybody's favorite song title this round, coming in. Hard Rock 2 banned by Australia. Extraterrestrial, that's our Nomad 4 this week, banned out by Brazil. Nomad 4 was a map that Australia looked very good on last week. They put up almost a 3.5 million score, so not surprising to see Brazil wanting to avoid that skill set against them. And a quick double time first pick from Brazil here. It's going to be DT number 2 this week is Dahlia, which is a map that I have not personally felt like I've seen a whole lot so far today. If you want to talk us through that particular pick.
Yeah, it's been banned quite often. At least I think so. It was banned against Sus. It was supposed to be your strongest pick, so I'm glad I get to see the map at least once. But yeah, it's definitely a step up as far as speed goes. There's just a lot of bursts in this one. There wasn't really any map in the previous round that's equivalent to this one. Clocks in at, I believe, 254 something BPM. It's quite fast. It never really gives up, so it's a good opener map. It's the warm-up pick. It's the speed warm-up, so...
And I feel like both these teams very competent with speed. You know, Australia, I believe, played the DT2 last week, Darkish, which I feel like if you're talking about bursts and streams at kind of a decent BPM, that's probably going to be the most relatively similar. Australia put up almost a 4 million score on that, which not unimpressive, but this one, obviously going around farther, is going to step it up a bit. The star rating is higher, the BPM is higher, it is a similar length, a little bit shorter, but just everything kind of steps up a little bit as we go forward, and so hopefully both these teams will have a chance to perform really well on a pick like this, which it's always interesting to me to see these types of picks early on in matches, kind of maybe trying to gauge your opponent's raw mechanics more than anything else.
I do feel like this is one of the few maps like I would have to give Brazil the edge, and it would make sense for them to first pick this, because if you just look at the names of the people that are on the roster, this is the type of map that exactly comes to mind. Like, Nissan and Korean Maluko are just so good at this kind of stuff, so...
Yeah, I think when Nissan, Mischa, My Angel Sim, like Mousei's, literally all four of them will play this very well. On the Australia side, you know, Jordan LR7 was a new player they brought in this year, and he does kind of shore up a little bit of a weakness in speed on that team. He is very quick. Played a couple of speed picks last week, did play their double time 2 pick, did play their Nomad 5 pick as well, I believe. So good to see him in. And of course, you know, Yudi, who's a known GT player, Secret Box, who's pretty much good at everything. But yeah, the speed roster for Brazil here, I think, does look pretty solid. So we'll have to see how this one goes, but I think this is a pretty strong first pick from them as we get underway here with a little bit of Bancho lag to get into the map.
Yeah, here we go. The match now finally begins. It's finally time for Australia versus Brazil. I've been personally looking forward to this.
Yeah, this was easily one of the matches I'm most excited for in this round, in the round of 16, seeing two teams this strong with this high of expectations and hopes placed on them. It's a little sad to see it have to happen this early, but hopefully they will still be able to put on a good show for us tonight. Hopefully everyone gets their pick'ems rewarded, whatever the pick may be, because I just want to see a good match here, and starting off with this slow intro that lets everybody build up a little bit of combo before you get into the true bursts.
Alrighty.
That is an early break. That's an early break from Korean Maluko, dropping quite a bit of accuracy as well.
I was gonna say this is probably a smart first pick as well due to the nerves. There isn't really any aim whatsoever in this. It's pure burst and nothing else. So it's pretty good to get out of the way, but yeah, Korean Maluko getting caught early right as the map started, so Australia going to have a little bit of a lead now halfway in.
Yeah, I think, you know, the nerves thing is very interesting to me because you've got a lot of players in this match who are very experienced in tournaments, and then notably the player with perhaps the single highest skill set, or skill cap, I should say, in this entire match, Emrek, is like the least tournament experienced, but I feel like he's the type of player who just doesn't care about nerves. Like, he's just gonna go in and put up scores, and he doesn't care that it's the OWC and that there's several thousand people watching. He's just gonna go in and click some circles because he's like 13 years old, and what does he know about nerves? So Australia, you know, starting off with this lead, still the 4-way intact coming into the last quarter of the map, and there's another break from Korean Maluko. So the 7-way FC, but he is going to be the difference maker as Australia has the 1 extra FC, and they're just going to ride that into a lead here as he is continuing to struggle over there. It's like 7 FCs and 1 player struggling, and that's really all that matters, and a late break from Nissan.
Oh,
I think that Yudi found a break as well right after, but I don't feel that it's going to matter too much, although Secret Box with the break at the end,
late.
It is too late.
Oh.
Okay.
It is so late, yeah. I guess we buffered a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of buffering in that. It ended up looking like it was too late. The score did go to Australia. The tournament client got a little bit behind there, and Emrek left before the score loaded, but that is going to be a point in favor of Australia by about 400,000 points there.
Yeah, Missia actually getting the top score, but it was very close between Missia Mouseizy and Jordan LR7. very good accuracies across the board, 98.5 for most of them. But yeah, I mean, Kory Maluko struggling a little bit there, but at least hopefully got the nerve misses out of the way. That was a bit unconventional, I think, for him.
Yeah, you can tell by his act that he's able to play the map fine. I mean, he got over 97%, which is not bad by any means. But just a couple of those little nervous aim misses early on that can happen if you're not fully settled in. But that is going to be an early break point for Australia. They get their own first pick, and they get to try to take a 2-0 lead. And there's nothing better than starting off with a little bit of momentum in a match like this, where both teams, I think, are very good front runners.
Yeah, curious to know what Australia are going to go with next. Again, they didn't really share too many maps last round, but they did have quite an advantage on the no mod alt last round, so they might go for the PKK map. It's also worth noting, just to be clear about it, I guess we did see like a player leaving early. That's because the client was buffering for a long time. So when a player leaves even after the map, if we're still watching them play, they're just going to leave instantly. So they did finish the map. Just to clarify.
Yeah, that is kind of one of those known bugs that you'll see a little bit here and there in the OSU tournament client due to the lag between when the players are actually playing and when we're watching it. There's a couple seconds in between that, especially when you see that buffering like you mentioned. So, yeah. First pick for Australia, yeah, they've got plenty of options, but they're going to go into the free mod pool. It's going to be the free mod 2 pick, so that's going to be a Silica Real Lazy Style. It's going to be Endymion, free mod number 2. I guess because Brazil banned no mod 4? I guess?
Yeah, I don't know. This map is kind of plays. It doesn't really relate to any other map in the pool. It's pretty much just very high speed, a lot of streams at 220 BPM. And it is CS3. So it's pretty comfortable with hard draw. Or without.
Yeah, this is a pick that, you obviously, as we know, we're required 1 hidden and 1 hard rock, or hidden hard rock at minimum per team for mods, and so you're able to put in people who are comfortable in this pretty much no matter what, because you're not forcing somebody to play, AR8 hidden CS 6.5 hard rock. And I think Australia probably going to feel pretty good after the way that first map went, with a very very high score at a high BPM type of pick, that they're going to say, well, we'll pick something that's maybe a little bit similar to that, and if that goes well, then you've got like a no mod 5 option for your next pick as well. You're kind of thinking ahead and thinking about your strategy. Just based on, 1 or 2 picks early on, you can kind of determine a little bit of the layout for how the rest of the match can possibly go in your team's favor.
Yeah, so I'm actually thinking maybe they picked this because they want to get the mod advantage. Like if I look at the Australian roster, I can like slap hidden on machine and then like hard rock on everyone else, and I think they would do really good, like specifically on this map. But if I look on the other side, I can't really say the same about as many hard rock players. I feel like I'm not sure who's really going to be running the hidden. Like many of them are capable of it, but I don't think they would be able to overmod this map as comfortably as the Australian team does. So maybe they're hoping just for like a straight point advantage. So I guess we're about to see that very soon.
Yeah, we're going to be getting underway. The countdown going. The GLHF's coming out in chat. As you said, I think Machine hidden, and then probably Jordan might be a hard rock, and he is. It's going to be hidden hard rock on Jordan LR7. Mouse Easy hidden Kory Maluko hard rock with no mod on Mischa and on Nissan to join Doomy and Emrek on the other side. So get that kind of nice mirror effect with the hiddens and hard rocks and the no mods on the outside, which is always very pleasing aesthetically. As we get into map number 2 here, Australia looking to consolidate the early break point with the speedy free mod pick after winning the speedy double time pick. It'll be interesting to see how this goes and if they can put forth as good a performance as they did on the first map of the match.
Yeah, this type of map, I feel like no matter what mods you're playing, like the map itself is going to be quite simple. Like most people that are able to hit the streams are just going to do them pretty consistently. So I think this falls a lot on the people with hard rock. Just to hit some of the trickier aim sections. We're seeing a little bit of it here, and a lot of act drops on the hard rock players already.
Yeah, and I think, our accuracy is kind of going to be at a premium. It is a decent lead for Jordan LR7 over Kory Maluko, about 1.5% accuracy lead. No breaks anywhere yet, though. That's what we're going to be looking for, especially where those breaks come from, whether it's on the no mod players or the mod players. so far dead even. It's really just that mod advantage so far with the extra hidden on top of the Hard Rock for LR7, giving Australia the small early lead. But 8-way FC, and we're already halfway through. This is a very short and very quick map.
Yeah, we're about to get into one of the harder sections here. A lot of pretty tricky sliders to aim pretty soon.
Wait, everybody just playing this with ease, nobody having any trouble with the aim or the speed requirements of it. Still an 8-way full combo, and it's going to be Doomy with the first break. That is a Nomad FC gone from Team Australia, but a break from Korean Moloko. That is very sad. Oh, but Jordan LR7 matches it. Oh, no.
But these are not the Hard Rock breaks I was expecting.
No,
both of those were kind of on nothing, but does give Brazil quite a lead now. Still holding on to 3 FCs to 2.
And there goes Doomy again as well. Mouse Easy, Mistia, and Nissan all holding on, but Mistia breaks. I believe there's just enough time, but I don't know if there's enough combo to bring it back in the amount of time that's left. And there is not. 2 break points to start the match off. Back to back, Brazil stealing the free mod away. And that is on the back of the double FC from Mouse Easy and from Nissan. Machine, of course, with the completely unsurprising hidden FC, but just not quite enough.
Yeah, both of the hiddens actually doing pretty good. Although if I had to say, this map would probably be a little bit hidden favorite. So it does make sense that the hidden players did much better than the Hard Rock players. Even though, yeah, both of their misses were a little bit weird, a bit of a noopsie. But yeah, Mouse Easy actually getting the top score on that, and the top ACK as well, 98.2. It's pretty solid considering how fast this is. And now it's Brazil's time to Brazil's turn to pick again. And yeah, we'll have to see if they deviate from any of their planned picks or anything. Two break points for both sides.
It always feels like that just throws kind of a wrench in the gears when the first couple picks are just immediate break points, because you know, obviously you want to pick your strong maps early on, or maps that fit a specific strategy, and then when you drop them, it's like, okay, now we maybe have to think about something a little bit different. You know, do you switch up the skill set completely here, and you know, maybe you go into a different mod pool, maybe you go into a no mod pool, you know, or do you just say that was a fluke and you proceed on as normal? I think both these teams are expected to do pretty well on every map in this pool, so I don't think there's going to be specifics where they'll say we absolutely hate this pick, but it's a little trickier. Nissan with the roll 2, so I wonder what maps they're deciding between with that roll 2.
I think if there's any map I don't expect to see, like the only one I don't expect to see would be Impulse, the Hard Rock one. It's based off of both teams just kind of seem to dislike that a lot, but it's going to be Dahaka. It's going to be the finger control DT pick, the 210 BPM, and yeah, it's quite tricky. It's definitely a good ACK challenge. We've seen a lot of pretty low accuracies on this. I don't even think we've seen a 99 on this so far, although only about like half the matches were played.
And this was a
silver was close.
See, this was a slot that Brazil played last week as well. They did pick the DT3 then, which was of course Grimoire of Alice last week. Mouse Easy came in with an FC. The rest of his team didn't do quite as well, but well enough to get the W. So we'll see if these players can maybe improve on the scores we've been seeing so far over the course of today. I think, again, these are both rosters that will be able to have players who can do quite well in this type of map. It's just going to be a matter of who comes in for it. I know, like I said, Mouse Easy was the top scorer for Brazil on the DT3 last week. Will he be in for this one? Australia, kind of a similar DT lineup here as for the previous DT, bringing in Doomy for this one, which is not unexpected, I don't think.
Yeah, Brazil so far have been bringing in Luis and Dada. Dada probably, I'm not sure if you could say he's expected to play a pick like this, but he does map a lot of stuff pretty similar to this, so I'm sure he's very familiar with it. He did not play Grimoire when they played last time. It was Tusk who played it, so we'll see if maybe we have to bring Tusk in, but it looks like they're all in the lobby. And yeah, looks like these are going to be final lineups.
Again, you know, on paper, Brazil with a very strong double time roster, very good finger control roster, but Australia, of course, winning the DT pick to open up this match a couple points ago. So you can't, hard to say one team is favored over the other specifically based on that. And this, again, a relatively short pick, going just 2 minutes and 14 seconds. The first 3 maps actually all being pretty short in this match, which gives a little bit of added intensity, I feel like, to things, because if you can miss like anywhere and that can really affect the outcome. So a little extra pressure on the players on top of everything else that's making the scenario more difficult. But regardless, we're going to go map number 3.
Yeah, the rhythm complexity in this one actually becomes quite challenging. So if you accidentally just misread something and you fall behind on the patterns you're hitting, it's pretty easy to just find a break just about anywhere. You have to be pretty familiar with both the song and the map. And first miss actually going on Dada, but it's so early, it's not going to matter.
And you can already see the act drops coming in. Mischa down at 95%, Doomy was down at 95%, Emrek down at 94%. Secret Box, meanwhile, 99.5% best in the lobby in the first couple hundred combo, showing that he can at least play the beginning of this one quite well. I
mean, to be fair, the beginning, this is going straight into a map like this, it's so hard to hit the beginning properly. So that's so impressive, actually.
Yeah, it just tosses you into this really difficult finger control rhythm with no prep time at all. And of course, everybody's favorite question mark sliders. We all knew those were coming, I think. Anybody who's seen this map before knew that was going to happen.
It's actually pretty interesting, despite Dada's early miss. Brazil actually have the lead right now, just mostly due to accuracy. A lot of 97s, 98s on everyone, looking pretty good.
Yeah, they've recovered quite well, and Australia still having some probability at 96%, and Emrek down at 96%, but the lead does look like it's going to flicker over. That combo difference starting to make a little bit of a difference in score as well, as Dada is maybe about 40,000 points behind. But there's a break from Secret Box, who had the highest accuracy on Australia. That's really, really unfortunate timing. And Doomy following it up as well.
And...
okay, XX Louise and Dada both immediately gone. Okay, all right, well, it's 2 FCs to 2, and it's only a difference of, like, not much score.
That got spicy real fast.
Yeah, that happened in a hurry.
There's not much left, though, but right now, like, Brazil just kind of have the lead. Like, it's pretty much equal combos on everyone, so... is that going to change anything?
Dada with another break. I don't know if that's enough to matter, but it's like 200 combo-ish. It's going to come back very close in these last seconds. I think it may end up being enough if everything holds as it's going right now, but it's very, very close. The score gap is coming down. Every 100 matters in these last moments. Oh, but there's a break from Yugity. That's going to end it. That's going to be Brazil holding on in the last seconds. I don't know if it would have flickered over regardless, but that made certain that it didn't, and we do have our first point won by the picking team. Brazil taking the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, it wasn't super convincing, but that is finally not a break point. Brazil earning their own point there. Yeah,
I mean, it ended up being 90k.
90k.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those were just unfortunately timed misses from both Secret Box and from Doomy, because the score from Dada was lower than either of them, but the difference made up by Mouse Easy and Mischa and then that late break. So
yeah, it's actually so complicated when teams are evenly matched like this to properly have a good idea as like a captain what to pick and what your best picks and your best bans are, because it's not necessarily always the maps that you get like the highest score on or something. Like it can be pretty complicated. Like we're probably gonna have to see a couple of spicy picks where maybe the teams don't do so well, and maybe in this match, I don't know, it's something that can happen sometimes where you're not really gonna pick your best map, but if you know for sure you're better than the other team at that map, which you're also bad at, then why not pick it? You're gonna win.
It's like we're both really bad at area hidden, but we're slightly less bad at area hidden.
Yeah, there you go.
Go for it. Yeah. That would be, I don't know what these teams are bad at to where that would really happen, though. I mean, maybe it actually would be low AR hidden, because I don't know that their rosters compare to some of the other top teams on that type of skill set. But take that kind of shot in the dark, the little Hail Mary, like, yeah, we suck, but we suck slightly less.
Yeah, I think it's just particularly complicated for both of these teams because they both know the other team and their own are both extremely well-rounded. No particular weaknesses or strengths. They're kind of just good at everything. Maybe DT is a strength for Australia, I would say, but beyond that, Yeah. Okay. So that's
remember how
Impulse.
you said this wasn't gonna get played?
Yeah. Okay.
I remember how you said that wasn't gonna get played.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see how this goes.
All right, we're gonna get some aim in the chat. Any Nomad 1 in the Hard Rock Pool gamers, be ready because this is all about the aim consistency on this one. This is a Jordan the Bear map, certified JTB freaks map right here.
Yeah, so this is actually kind of a coin toss because neither of these teams have ever played, well, I shouldn't say ever played, but so far in the OWC, neither of these teams have played a map like this. No one's picked Nomad 1. There was no equivalent Hard Rock map last week. The Hard Rock one last week was completely different. It was not an aim map like this one is. So this is pretty much brand new, and as we all know, these can kind of just be big coin flips. But I think I would probably favor it on the Australia for the same reason I listed earlier. I just think their Hard Rock players just seem to be a little bit better on paper, but I don't know. It's round of 16. As we've seen so far, most of these maps are like 6 or 7 FCs, so sometimes it just doesn't matter. It's just all about that one guy who doesn't get it, you know?
Yeah, in talking to some of the players from these teams before this match, I really did get that feeling where in practice, you know, you're coming out and like getting 2 FCs, 3 FCs, sometimes even 4-weighing maps because the pool is just not that hard yet. So rather than saying, okay, you know, we're just objectively higher skill cap at this point, it's really more about who can perform best in that exact match setting, because the maps are simple enough to where you're capable of FCing on everybody that's going to be in for it, but it's just going to come down to who does the best in the actual match when it occurs. And again, a lot of players who are very good at this skill set with, obviously everybody knows Jordan the Bear is, you know, one of the game's premier, like, Hard Rock aim players, but guys like Tusk and Nissan on the Brazil side are going to put forth a very good score on this as well, I'm sure. So another, I think, hotly contested pick. Like pretty much everything is going to be in this match. Coming up here in Hard
the
Rock
dynamics of around this early, like pretty much none of that matters because it's 100% about consistency. Every single one of these players will be capable of an FC on this, so it's just about them being able to do it now.
One thing to note, Tusk coming in, I believe this is his first match in this match. He does actually live in Norway, which means this match is ongoing at, I believe, 3:30 a.m. local time.
Ouch.
I don't know what his sleep schedule is like, how good, you know, he's feeling at this sort of time of day or night or whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna be watching him a little bit to see how that goes, because most of these players have a much more comfortable time slot than he does for this match. But that's kind of the problem of living somewhere, you know, 6 hours or whatever removed from your country's native time zone. First break is going to come from Korean Maluko, though, on that big first Ki jump section. Going to give the early lead to Australia, but just under a quarter of the way the map makes it so early. And Yugity, you okay with it, bud?
That's a lot of breaks already. I would expect...
Tusk as well breaking? Like, what?
I would definitely expect this to be one of the maps with the most amount of FCs, but I guess maybe not. I'm just surprised this map is even here. Maybe we're seeing why I was skeptical. But I mean, at least so far it does seem to be working in Australia's favor, so credits to them.
Yeah, this is a map that, like, I think Jordan basically will FC 100% of the time, and Nissan will, and Mischief will probably FC or come close to FCing a lot of the time, and then it's just going to kind of come down to the other players, and that's sort of what's going on so far. Australia is still on that 3-way into the second chorus here. Brazil's got some ground to make up, but they are recovering combo well on those 2 players who have missed on Korean Maluko and on Tusk, as well as Yugity on the Australia side making up his combo as well. Just about halfway through the score gap, only about 120,000 points, not all that much. Oh,
only 1 FC left now. Only on Mistia.
That was, that's not where you want to break. That's really not where you want to break, Mr. Nissan. Exactly halfway through is about the worst place possible to miss. Doesn't matter whether you're playing Score V1 or Score V2. That is a tragic sort of place, especially you get into this kind of free combo section here. Just giving Australia free points, basically. They're going to take this lead and run with it a little more as it's going to go up to over 200,000 now, and just the last Ki is going to be coming up.
Yeah, I think there's very little that...
Oh, and here goes Tusk's combo.
And Tusk again. Yeah, Nissan and Tusk. Yeah, there's very little that anything... there's nothing that Brazil can do at this point. It's
Yeah.
looking pretty doomed.
This is pretty grim. Yeah, this is like, you know, FF15, GG go next. And there goes Mischa as well, just to add insult to injury. That's like pouring some salt in the wounds there of Brazil or the other player's misses. Meanwhile, Australia still in the three-way. Like, they just don't care. They're actually just aim players, apparently. Little did we know. They're just aim players.
Yeah, with pretty good accuracy as well on the side of Rairiku, and even though he missed at the beginning, also well above 99.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very good score from Australia if they hold out to these last couple combo. This is going to be 4 million, it looks like. Oh, just shy of 4 million. That was not
1.2
close.
million score difference.
That
right
was
there.
not close. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you 0 FC against a team that 3 FC 1 misses. It just doesn't end up being a close pick, unfortunately, for Brazil, but that was a very good pick from Australia.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now
that
we
was
basically have a
excellent.
best of 5 on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, did mention earlier, but Hard Rock on the Brazilian side doesn't look like it's too hot in comparison, and we got the demonstration just there. Looks like Australia really did their homework and picked the right thing. All right, Nomad 5 now. One of the few maps that both of these teams did play last round. And yeah, it's quite similar. It's fast. Go fast.
Zoom, zoom. Players go zoom. This one is, I think, the biggest notable difference, I think, on this one is that it is a minute and a half shorter. Last week's Nomad 5 was a little bit more about the consistency because it was almost 4 minutes long. This one is only 2 minutes and 15 seconds, so it's a little bit less about the consistency, and it's a little bit higher BPM, so it's a little bit more into the speed. But otherwise, yeah, gonna be pretty similar. And I think their scores were only separated by about 174,000 points on the Nomad 5 last week. And if anyone remembers the Brazil match, of course, Nissan 1x100 FC'd that, one of the best scores, if not the best score we saw on this map last week on the Nomad 5 then. So they've got some impressive scores to live up to.
Yeah, something that's worth noting about this one is that while it is fast, it's not really streamy at all. Like there's a lot of bursts, but nothing that goes over like 9 notes or anything. So I'm not sure if you would really qualify this as like a speed map. Like alt players would be able to play this like super comfortably, speaking from experience. So it becomes a lot more about the patterns that are being played at the speed, because it is 231 BPM. There's a lot of pretty tricky sliders to hit in this one. So I've seen a lot of trip ups on some of these aim patterns here, even though it is considered to be a speed pick. I think at least for these players where all 8s can absolutely comfortably play at the speed and play everything in this, it's going to come down to aim, I feel like.
Yes, in watching this on some players practicing it and in some matches previously, I've definitely gotten the same feeling as you're describing, where it is less about the raw speed and more about maintaining the consistency with some of the aim patterns that come up. I remember, I think I first saw this on Apraxia's stream, was actually the first time, because I don't think I happened to see it during the showcase last week. But I just remember thinking this is like a kind of micro aim map, because it's just like triples and quints. It's really not long speedy bursts. So
yeah, they're not big jumps, but they're fast jumps.
yeah, exactly. Like it's not big jumps.
This map is basically DT.
Nomad 1. Yeah, this is kind of like it's really a DT map, because it's like it's 230 BPM and it's like bursts and small aim, which kind of fits into that DT2 slot. Which, I mean, I had said before, maybe a team, if they win DT2 in this round, maybe they go into this Nomad 5, and that was kind of why, because there are certain similarities between the two. And this one's going to be Doomy, Rairiku, Emrek, and Yugiri, so kind of a hybrid roster there for Australia between speed and stream, with Mausizi, Mischa, Tusk, and Nissan on the side of Brazil. And again, a very short map, as we said, a lot of these maps in this pool that are getting picked commonly, very quick ones, so blink and you'll miss it. That one break that can affect the outcome, always something to look out for.
And there goes Tusk at the very beginning.
And there goes Tusk in the quarter way through as well. Tusk not having the greatest time, already behind about 6,000 points, and Nissan breaking as well. 2 FC's gone before we've even gotten 400 combo for Brazil. That is not the start they wanted on this pick, as Australia's going to run out to an early 100,000 point lead already.
Yeah, that's how this map goes. When you look at it, it looks like they broke on nothing because it's slow section, but the aim is just really fast. Your snaps got to be on point, and I don't know, maybe for Tusk's time right now, is it like 4 a.m.? Maybe not. Maybe not the best condition to play this type of map in.
And meanwhile, Australia gets this pretty prime middle of the day time slot for them, though there's a break from both Rairiku and Emrek, so that's going to put a stop to what we're saying here.
Okay, now they actually broke on nothing. What
Yep.
were like repeat sliders?
That's just what happens, I guess, in this pick. You just don't break on anything useful. That's a decent amount of combo from Brazil. Nissan at 450 combo. Tusk not having the greatest time, but Nissan on that big combo can bring this back. A little bit of player error here, so gonna kind of try to see what's happening here as our stream has died a little bit, but something is happening. I'm sure it's very exciting.
I would love to see it. I mean, I'm looking at this with 30-second delay now. It looks very close, but it looks like your player has died.
Okay. It looks like it's gonna go over to Brazil at the last second. Is this gonna be spin to win for Brazil? I guess it's gonna be spin to win for Brazil. Okay.
Oh no.
That's a 19K. That's a 19K win for Team Brazil at the very end. Well, that is I guess that happened.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate on our end, but wow, that was close. Even yeah, but not really sure how it became that close. Honestly, like Tusk had a lot of misses, but it looks like Rairiku struggled a little bit as well. Didn't really get to see that too much, but yeah, I mean, Mouse Easy's accuracy though, what is that? 400s.
I think looking at the scores, I think basically what happened was Nissan's break was at the beginning, and he was able to make up the score difference between himself and then Emrek and Rairiku, and it was just able to bring Brazil back on top of the accuracy from Mausizi and Mischa being a bit better than from Yugiri and from Dumi. So it was just enough for Brazil. And Australia going to bring out the Nomad 1 pick, which I can understand considering, I mean, they won Hard Rock 1 by 1.2 million points. Like, that does point to a Nomad 1 pick if anything ever did.
I have PTSD from this map.
Jonathan LFJ. Both, like, cursed and blessed Team Canada today.
Even as this is the most nervous I've ever been in the OWC, and I was watching, I wasn't even playing. So I'll have to see if a repeat experience happens here. I've seen a lot of FCs for this one. It'd be very, very close.
Yeah, I mean, when you see literally, 7 FCs on a pick, it's just not that difficult overall for players of this caliber. So I think this is going to be very close once again. I don't see any way that this doesn't end up being a pretty hard-fought map, much like many of these others have been. I just think Australia's better at raw aim than this Brazil team.
Australia definitely is a Nomad 1 team. But round of 16, so kind of anyone is a Nomad 1 team.
It looks like we are good to go here, so we'll have Dumi coming in alongside Machine with Jordan and Emrek. So a couple changes from the Hard Rock 1 squad. Mausizi, Nissan, XX Louise, and Mischa. So no Tusk in this time. Couple changes for both sides. Korean Maluko not in for this either. So I guess the overlap between Hard Rock 1 and Nomad 1, at least for their roster choices, is not as great as I thought it would be. We'll see how it goes. Would expect more FCs than we saw in Hard Rock 1 from Brazil. Hopefully they'll have a little bit better time. It's actually
time to strap in for a long 4-minute map.
It's such a good song though. This Nomad pool has both Tuyu and Zutomayo in it. Like it's just a banger. But yeah, this is one that almost can come down to accuracy battle because you are likely to see so many FCs that it just comes to who can keep highest accuracy because they're probably not going to be missing on these patterns. It's not anything overly difficult. It's only 204 BPM, but it's just so long. Currently the three-way SS for Brazil, Nissan, Mischa, and Luiz, giving them a small advantage, though there are still 8 full combos intact, and Australia not far behind in the accuracy department.
Yeah, it looks like MREX act dropped at the very beginning were given that lead, but Luiz and Mischa both just got a couple hundreds there, so it's all about even.
I think we just expect this map to stay close because everybody is going to be able to play it so well. Everybody, give a little prayer out to Azer for his PTSD from his match earlier and what happened on this pick, because I think he might need it if this comes to a last second 8-way full combo still in about 3 minutes from now. Yeah, this is what happens on Nomad 1. You know, we talk a lot about how Nomad 1s are very volatile. They're very coin flip feeling.
But when no one misses, it's just 4 minutes of anxiety. Like, who's gonna miss?
Right,
anyone.
It gets harder and harder to breathe, and your nerves get worse and worse. And you're like, please God, someone just break and put me out of my misery already. Like, come on, somebody somewhere miss a note so I don't feel like this for the next 2.5 minutes. And there's Luiz, and that's exactly halfway through. Like, that's literally the worst possible place to break, especially if no one misses from the other team. So 4 FCs to 3 now, but Australia's going to take a lead because that was at the dead center of the map. Fortunately, his accuracy was still quite good, so it's not going to be immediate, but it'll happen because that's about an 800 combo difference now. Now this is going to be all on Mouse Easy, Nissan, and Mischa. They have to hold on to their 3-way and hope that Australia finds some breaks, but I don't know where those breaks are going to be, honestly. Maybe it's on Machine, apparently. Oh. Okay. I guess it's on Machine.
Okay, but hold on though. So Machine did get a higher combo overall, right? It's a later break. Luiz was halfway in, so the score lead, unless there is another break, will remain.
Oh, it's Nissan though. It's not even gonna matter because it's Nissan breaking before we get to the final KI. Oh, that is tragic. And I think you're right because it was about 100k gap between Machine and XX Luiz. His accuracy is higher. His combo is bigger. So that did. Oh, and there goes Mischa as well. Okay, well. For all our conjecture, it's not going to end up really mattering, it doesn't look like, unless Australia finds a full combo reset. Spoiler alert, they probably won't. No offense to anyone, but I just don't think we'll see 3 breaks here. Maybe 1, maybe 2, but Emrek and Jordan are just aim kings, and Doomy's playing like a beast.
We did see it in the Russia versus Japan match earlier, which is a great match, by the way. I recommend you all go watch it. But yeah, that did happen where it was on Nomad 1 where Russia just 4-way missed at the very end and the score lead actually ended up swapping. So, you know, it looks like it can't happen, but sometimes it does.
Sometimes, I don't think this is going to be one of those times. So
no, I think it's too late.
This is a little late now. That's a really good play from Australia, by the way. That's a 3-way full combo. Doomy, Jordan, and Emrek on the FCs. Doomy, the top score, 2 100s for his team. Mouse Easy, 1x100 for Brazil, actually having the best score in the lobby. But those breaks coming at most untimely moments for Brazil. And now we've got 3-3, and everybody knows that means the teams have 1 pick left apiece. So this is balancing on a knife's edge right now.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the maps where everyone's kind of expected to have that level of accuracy. Like, it's kind of like bad accuracy on this map is like 500s. So while these accuracies look pretty insane, I think they're going to be very, very common as more of the matches get played and more teams end up playing this. But yeah, we're kind of exhausting the pool a little bit now. There's only 1 pick left on both sides. No hiddens have been picked yet. Got a little bit of everything. Other than that,
yeah, so you've got the Nomad 2, of course, the Nomad Stream pick. You've got the Nomad Alt pick if you want another very long map. I don't know if anybody's going to opt into that. Hidden, as you said, it's kind of been studiously avoided because I just don't know that these teams necessarily feel like that's a great option for them. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know that you go DT1 or Free Mod 1.
They've got some time to think about it. It's pretty hard to get a good decision though, especially when it's this late in the match. Like, if you wanted to play a map, you probably picked it already. So you can kind of get into the weirder, like less confident picks. So let's see what they pull out of the hat.
I feel like you could maybe go DT1 here. I don't know. This is such a hard spot to be in. I think it's so tough. Like you said, you've kind of maybe gotten rid of. Okay, wait, which hidden are they picking? Miss just said hidden 2. Mouse Easy said hidden 1. I don't know which it actually is supposed to be. Are we getting air 8 hidden? Or are we? Oh yeah, we're
playing 1 and 2 are playing 2.
Okay, so we're actually gonna split the match into 2 2v2s. They still haven't actually decided. Just like they actually don't know.
Huh.
Okay, it's hidden 2, so it is going to be the AR8 hidden, the Devious Panda, Blood Drain, so it is the map that was selected. Great communication from the Brazilian roster. Sometimes that'll happen, I guess, if you're a little undecided.
Yeah, this is a bit interesting. It wasn't played for Brazil last round, but I mean, Australia did get to play Amphitryon last round, which was the previous AR8 hidden. And yeah, I guess you could say they got a pretty average score on it, so maybe Brazil see that and think they can capitalize on it. I have personally seen a lot of players that are playing mention how confident they are on this map, that it's a little bit too easy. The scores have been saying otherwise, but maybe it's just that type of map. You know, it's kind of like Maze of Vapor last year, where everyone is like, "This is easy, I can do this," and then everyone gets like 200k.
Dude, I feel like Maze of Vapor over the last year has become like the most infamous AR8 hidden map in the game. Like, it's always the map people talk about where it's like, oh, that is the AR8 hidden that's overused and really hard. Yeah, and there is that sort of feeling with AR8 hidden where it's like it can easily feel like it's easy while still actually being hard. And boy, these are some interesting rosters. You have Secret Box Machine.
Is Dada not playing?
I guess not. You have Secret Box Machine as the expected players here for Australia, but Jordan and Emrek are not necessarily people I would expect in for a map like this. I did not know Emrek was an AR8 hidden player, though he did play it last week. Mouse Easy, Nissan, Corey Maliko, and Mischa. I guess that's what Brazil feels best as a roster. I'd be watching out for Secret Box and Machine, I think, from Australia, and then probably Mouse Easy as usual, and then Nissan. Nissan is really, really good at hidden and low AR in general. So I think he's going to be a big scorer for Brazil on this pick.
Yeah, for this map in particular, I would definitely watch out on the streams when they come in, the way they're shaped, especially if you don't specifically play this type of map pretty often. It's going to catch you. So we'll have to see how that ends up going. But Kareem Maluko finds the first break. Still have the lead for now. I was probably going to shift over as soon as the combos build back up.
This is a relatively long area hidden. I mean, it's almost, 3 minutes and 40 seconds or so, making for plenty of time for combos. Mischa, though, is the next to break, so Brazil is down to just 2 FCs. There goes a Secret Box, though, from Australia to match him. Mischa was notably holding on to an SS for quite some time there. But Secret Box now finding a couple of misses, finding another break, having some trouble over there. Fortunately, his teammates so far picking up the slack with the 3-whiffle combo, but there goes Jordan on that stream, as you talked about. Very easy to break on that stream shape. And Emrek actually had a break as well. Okay.
Oh, Mouse Easy getting so many 50s, but did not break. Very crucial, actually. One of the few full combos remaining. Kind of saved it a little bit there.
Yeah, that, I mean, hey, combo over accuracy all day, every day, to be honest. Nissan, though, still on the 99.6. There we go. And pretty much everybody holding on, just the Secret Box, having a lot of trouble with this pick. So looking like it's a pretty good one for Brazil. That lead is growing out over 200,000 points now.
Yeah, now they have a pretty comfortable lead. Considering where they are on the map, like being halfway the map, being 300k ahead is really good. And just having like the combo advantage, like even if the FCs leave, you still got a lot of supporting combos now from Korean Maluko and Mischa back up. So Brazil in a very good position this late into it.
And as I kind of just expected, Nissan and Mouse Easy, the two just dominating on this pick for Brazil. Machine, of course, looking good for Australia, again, as you would kind of expect, but not getting the backing scores that he needs. Emrek is recovering some combo, but man, with the amount of combo Brazil has, and with only a quarter left, well, Mouse Easy with the break. Okay, we're going to make things interesting yet. It's a 400k lead, but there goes Mouse Easy again. There goes Machines FC. I think that just ended it if it wasn't already over.
Yeah, I think Mouse Easy kind of just pulled his weight already. The break, I don't think ultimately will matter. There's a lot of pretty spicy streams near the end, though. We could see some change, but it looks like it's not changing. It's going to be Jordan and Secret Bot. Nissan actually does break. Nah, that's not going to change anything. Kareem Maluko and Missy are already back up to super high combos. Kind of stepping up when their team needs them. The early miss not really going to matter at all. And yeah, this map is pretty much done now. 500k lead for the Brazilian side. And yeah, no FCs, I believe, right? Yeah,
no FCs from anyone, and ending up just being a very good pick there from Brazil. Like you kind of mentioned before the match, or before the map started, seeing that Australia didn't maybe look the greatest on the air 8 hidden last week, and using that very clearly to their advantage. That was one of their biggest wins of this match by 710k. And it gives them a match point.
I have a feeling this is
pick.
I have a feeling that was like Brazil's secret weapon right there. A lot of unexpected, I think, like not even playing this. I guess like I thought he would play this and absolutely smurf. Turns out they don't even need him. Still do really good performance. And yeah, again, firing back with the pretty well researched picks. It looks like, and now Brazil sitting in match point 4-3, and Australia has the last pick. And they got to make it. They got to make it count because it's the last one for the tiebreaker. If it happens, they've got to win 2 now. Yeah, Brazil definitely in a pretty comfortable position for the time being. But yeah, it's not over yet.
What do you even pick here if you're Australia? I genuinely don't know.
I would like to see maybe Nomad 3. They did have a pretty sizable point lead on the previous alt map, although this one is pretty notoriously different. This one has a lot of patterns that people would describe to be a little bit random. Like, it's pretty long. It can kind of be a little bit coin flip. But when you look at the other things that are available in the pool, there's not really much to go in favor of Australia. I think like maybe DT1.
They traded the DTs before, right? Australia won Dahlia and Brazil won Dahaka, so it's like that's all. I would feel like that's kind of a coin flip if it were me trying to pick that.
I'm mostly saying that because it's extremely similar to Nomad 1. It's very easy. It's like by far the easiest map in the pool. So it's all just about like being consistent and having the accuracy. And from seeing Nomad 1, which turned out to be a pretty good pick, they won that by 657,000 points. Maybe that's a good option for them.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Australia has looked like probably the stronger consistency team, but
Nomad
2. Well, so this is going to be like the Rairiku show here. Very, very good stream map player in most occasions. I don't know that I expected to necessarily see a Nomad 2, but you know, it's what they must be most confident with. Oh, the remaining picks: 190 BPM, just over 3-minute long stream map. Man, this feels like high risk because, but I like Brazil.
But what are their options?
Yeah, Brazil looked good on Nomad 5. I don't know, not really directly related. So 40 BPM different. It's at that point in the match where like no matter what they picked, I would have probably said the exact same thing. Where it's like I don't know about this one because like there's not 4 maps left. Like nothing's gonna feel like 100%.
Yeah, this map is pretty scary as well because there's quite a lot of space streams in it, and being put in a position like this, no matter which team you're on, can be pretty nerve-wracking. Like it's match point. Like this map matters a lot. It will determine what team has a good bracket, what team stays in winners finals. Like there's a lot on the line on this one map right now, right? So with this type of mapping, you can kind of like shake off a note or two or like 25 because it's a stream, right? So have to see if they can keep up their performance. Have to see what rosters they decide to go with.
think Brazil is just going with their highest skill cap roster. I don't know, anybody who watched the 3-digit World Cup, it was Nissan, My Angels, and Mischa, Korean Maliko, and Mischa for like everything, and then Mouse Easy, of course, who's just like their top player. Although it looks like Korean Maliko might go out. Australia, yeah, you know, as you kind of expect, Emrek in for most everything. Rairiku, a very, very good stream map player.
I think
as the others.
I think that's a good decision, actually, from the Brazilian side. I guess, I don't know if they were wondering whether to play Tusk or Korean Maliko, but I didn't really want to mention it while he was playing, because I don't want to like curse him or anything, but I mean, he has been getting a couple of random misses and seems to be having a little bit of an off day, so it's probably not a good player to have on like the final map. So we'll have to see if Tusk can do a little bit better and kind of pick up the work. And yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. This is going to be the final map before the tiebreaker. If it does happen, Brazil look to end this match early, while Australia look to keep fighting. See what happens.
A lot on the line here. Even though a date with the United States awaits the winner of this match, you never want to go down to the losers bracket just because of something like that. But we will see. I think everybody's gonna be fighting here. Nissan with the very early break in that first couple combo, not gonna have an effect on the overall score. But the nerves are at their peak here. You know, 4-3, last selection for your team, last chance to take it to a tiebreaker. Try to stay alive in the winner's bracket. A lot on the line, a lot of stress, a lot of nerves, hopefully to be avoided. See if we get any cursor shakes. I'm always watching for those. And there's gonna be that break from Tusk. So you know, you talked about Korean Maliko maybe finding a couple of slightly random misses. Tusk has found a couple of slightly random misses himself. We remember what happened on Impulse. True. So Brazil maybe just not super confident in whoever their fourth was going to be for this. But Rairiku falls off of a stream. That's a bunch of misses. That's going to flip the score a little bit here.
Oh, it's going to be close. Getting a good reset on both sides. But yeah, Tusk did break earlier, so a little bit of the combo advantage.
Also, Tusk only, I think he only had one miss. Rairiku missed several notes in that stream. You'll see his accuracy went all the way down to 96%, back just over 97. But that's going to be advantage Tusk there until any further breaks come out from somebody somewhere. But already past a third of the way in. It's a small lead for Brazil. We'll see how long that lasts. These combos starting to grow, almost up to 1,000 combo on all the FCs now. That's Tusk with about 150 combo lead over Rairiku and a 2% accuracy lead as well.
Oh, it's pretty nerve-wracking.
Oh boy.
Halfway in
the
now.
Score. It's close. It is close. Still the SS, by the way, for Mouse Easy. Over 99% for Nissan and Mischa. All three of the remaining FCs for Australia also in the high 99% accuracies. So all players holding very strong in that aspect. Just gonna
we're at the point now where both of the misses like fully recovered and have huge combos. So any miss on anyone is going to be pretty devastating. Have to see if the boys get their tiebreaker or not. Not much map left. Pretty good lead from the Brazilian side for the time being.
But the score, I mean, you see the scores are still not even quite at 600,000 points, which gives you an idea just how note dense the last quarter of this map is. Any miss can still have a pretty big effect, because you will lose a fair amount of score if you miss in this last section. But man, Mouse Easy still in the SS, and Nissan and Mischa still holding very strong. Australia hoping and praying for a miss from Brazil now. Not a lot of time left. Their hopes are running out here for Australia. They might be just getting taken straight to Brazil here. Will they be sent down to an early fate in the losers bracket? Brazil just looks so calm, cool, and collected here on the triple FC still. The only difference, just Tusk's advantage over Rairiku. We're coming into the very ending, and there is not a break coming from anyone. No Brazil break. Looks like they're just going to take this. It's going to be a three-way full combo, and the only difference is just going to be Tusk's combo lead over Rairiku, and that is it.
Well, that's almost an eight-way like on this map, man.
A six-way FC, one miss from Tusk. Rairiku just making this depressing difference there for Australia.
Mouse Easy with the
Mouse
SS.
Easy with the SS. The one miss from Nissan in the last 20 combo, but man, yeah, Mouse Easy SS, just, casual as you will. It's match point in, match point in Notable UC. I'm just going to SS Nomad 2 and take my team onward to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, absolutely just shutting down any possibility of a tiebreaker there. Like, that's a performance that you want to see for the Brazilian side right at the end. Just absolutely just putting their foot down and just be like, nah, we're doing this. Good, better luck next time. Good luck at losers. And yeah, that's it. Brazil will take it 5-3. And wow, that was some gameplay right there from both teams. That was a lot of really close maps, honestly.
Yeah, these teams were expected to be incredibly evenly matched, and I think it played out basically exactly that way. Brazil just slightly stronger when it mattered on those late points, and well, they get rewarded with a matchup against the United States, so, you know, for all their trouble, they get one of the best teams in the tournament, but that is a big win for them, and they're going to take a lot of confidence, I think, out of that, getting into the winners' quarterfinals in pretty decent feeling fashion, because I think they're going to feel like they played pretty well. Even though they lost those couple of aim picks, they felt good on most everything else. Australia drops down to the losers bracket. They will face off, I believe, against the winner of tomorrow's match between Austria and Italy. So that'll be a losers bracket run for them. I think Australia is nowhere near out of this one yet.
Oh yeah, you can never count on Australia, especially as the pool starts scaling up. And especially this year with all the upgrades they've done, kind of a little bit of an unlucky bracket. Definitely wouldn't count them out. They did have the toughest opponent of the round of the 16. So I mean, yeah, a big losers bracket run coming ahead for them. I think definitely not out of it yet. And Brazil as well is I would say projected to join them pretty soon, as they now get the I don't know. I don't know in what light you would put it, but they get to face the USA.
The juggernaut that is the United States in OWC, especially as the tournament scales onward more and more. I think that could be a fun matchup, though, because this Brazil team has a really high skill cap, as they've shown, you know, both in their couple matches so far here and in other tournaments as well. They've got players who will be really, really strong still on a quarterfinals pool. I think the United States will probably try to find some areas to find weaknesses, but Brazil is going to be very prepared for that one as well. So I think that's going to be a good one as well. And that's going to be a really nice match for their time zones as well, might add. Both teams will get to play at good times, which is always nice. You want to see players performing at their best.
Absolutely. So with that being said, I believe that is going to be it for this match. But we do have Mexico and Singapore coming up in about an hour.
Yeah, it's going to be one of our losers bracket round 1 matchups that I think, you know, it's two teams that didn't have the best of times in the round of 32, but they get to match up against each other, and maybe, you know, things will be a little bit closer in this one.
Yeah, their teams are not talked about too much, I think, but they are pretty evenly seated, and I think pretty evenly matched in skill. So regardless, should be a pretty good game to watch.
Yep, I think it should be a fun one to see, and that'll be coming up in, as we said, just about an hour's time. So we will be back with you guys then, but for now, man, congratulations to Brazil on a very well-played match. Their top players, Mausizi and Nissan especially, I think, going to feel very good about that one, as well as the rest of their roster. Australia, they will begin their run in the losers bracket next week, and we'll see how far they can go. But for now, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys at 4 a.m. UTC for the last match of the night.
It's about in 50 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. Grab a drink, something. We'll be back soon.